Hello, my name is Marcus William Morris, and I am the author of the book Lack and the Art of Deprogramming, a brief look at the universe and our mental state from inside the human mind. And today, we will be discussing another serpent, reptilian, or amphibious-like deity. This one is Mami Wata, or the Little Mermaid. Best made famous by Disney. But, did Disney get it right? Maybe this time they did, because Mami Wata, or the Little Mermaid, is indeed a African tradition, a god that is worshipped across Nigeria, Western, Southern, and Central Africa by the Igbo people, Efik, Bahumono, and the Man people, and across Central Africa and Southern Africa and the greater African diaspora, such as the Americas, Central America, the Caribbean, all these places where you'll find people who descend from these regions of the world. And it is said that she has the upper half of a human and the bottom half of a serpent or fish, like you see with any other mermaid tradition. Because Mami Wata is indeed the great, forebearer of the whole Little Mermaid. So, when you have this great sort of discomfort and racism that came about when the Little Mermaid is depicted as a beautiful brown-skinned girl. It's sort of a failure by Disney because they had failed to acknowledge that the Little Mermaid is indeed a African or black mythology. This thing came from Africa. And for them to not give credence to that and let your film get beaten down by naysayers and racists is they kind of missed the opportunity to really tell the story in a way where they could say, hey, even give a side. They don't necessarily have to include it in the movie per se, but they can say, hey, here's a side interview, and we want to tell the world how this legend should be embraced as an African tradition, because that's what it was. When the home of this mythology is indeed in West, South, and Central Africa. As you see here, Little Mermaid has a comb in her hand, which is also called the dingle hopper, which is she uses to comb her hair, and the legends and from the African diaspora, which is this is a very ancient tradition. It says that she uses things like this to comb her hair. There's combs, and she has expensive mirrors and watches, and she lures men in, and like a typical kidnapping, and they go to a magical realm such as one that is depicted in Disney, like Atlantis, a magical underwater realm. So there are so many parts to the story that are literally snatched straight from Africa. It is also said that the red, you see her red hair, represents a certain duality that Mami Wata has. The representation of Mami Wata is red and white, and then represent just different dualities that are characterized by her nature. So it turns out that Halle Bailey absolutely deserved to play this role, and she did it beautifully. She has one of the most beautiful voices that I've ever heard from any Hollywood actress, and it deserves to be seen, it deserves to be celebrated, and it deserves to have its credit due where it's warranted, such as Central, Southern, Western Africa, because this is indeed a Central, Southern, Western African story. So forget the naysayers, forget the racists, and let's celebrate what Halle Bailey has done for the film. She did it beautifully, and I wish Disney would give us an interview, give us something, give us a sort of lecture, give the world a lecture on how this is indeed an African story, and how Halle Bailey deserved to play that role as a beautiful brown-skinned woman who is of the African diaspora. Let's celebrate her. And I am also an author. You can find my book on Amazon.com. It's called Lack and the Art of Deprogramming. Find it on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, and give it a read and let me know how you like it. And I do go live several times a week. Check out my lives. I'll see you soon.